up gasoline. Okay. So, essentially, because of my job and because I've been working so much, because I literally, I know it sounds like really selfish of me or like really like childish or whatever, like to not want 40 hours a week, but I don't. I don't need it. This job pays good. It honestly does. Not that like the money I was getting was anything keeping me. It was just my insurance so I could get glasses. But I mean, it pays good and I don't need 40 hours. I really don't. I would prefer 32-hour weeks. That's enough to give me my insurance and for me to keep my insurance, but to not overwork me, especially not 40 hours of overnights. 40 hours of overnights is what I have this week. I have 2 days off for my birthday, and it doesn't even feel like I need to do anything for my birthday. That relaxing is enough because I'm exhausted. I hate overnights. I really do. And I didn't used to hate them so much, but having so many of them makes me hate them. Because let me explain that when I work overnights, I never have time to see my fiance at all. I don't. 100% I do not have time to see my fiance. He goes into work at 2:30. He has to be at work at 2:30, and I wake up at 3:30 or later. I go into work at 11 and he gets off at 11. So the nights that I work overnight, I never get to see him unless it's the weekend and he's off during the day. So not being able to see Max super drains me. All of the responsibility super drains me. Working by myself super drains me, and it's made me more depressed. It's made me more stressed. Like before, when I wouldn't work so many overnights, when I worked like 3 and maybe 4 sometimes, working 5 a week is killing me. And we talked about that. And I talked about it with one of the new people that came from another store. And she understands it completely. She says that she could never, ever, ever do overnight. That it is way too stressful. And that she would get depressed and she would cry over everything. And that's essentially me right now. Anything will make me cry. I cry every single night I work right now. Every single night. No matter what. I think about Max and I cry. I think about anything and I cry. I think about the stuff I haven't got done and I cry. Like, overnight is super draining. You're working completely by yourself and it's a lot of responsibility. And I don't handle stress or responsibility or anxiety well, as you would know if you watched any of my videos, because most of my videos are about mental health. Even this video is technically about mental health, because this is bad for my mental health. All of these overnights are not good. I may be good at my job, and he says I'm one of the star people, but I need less of it. And he also said that he was going to work on having the people on the other side get trained so that I can take my break uninterrupted. And the person who moved from the other store was like, she was pissed when she found out that this entire time, for the 4 months that I've been working there and all the time that I've been doing on overnight, if somebody comes up during my break, I have to make them food. I have to work, I have to serve them instead of having an actual break. Instead of having a 30-minute long break, I have to sit in the lobby and wait and see if somebody comes up. And it's horrible. It's like I don't get a real break, and if I want a real break, I have to hide out in the bathroom. And I hate it. And apparently it's practice. It's supposed to be practice for someone to cover my break. And that has never happened for me. Nobody has ever covered my break on overnight. I asked the first day, and they were like, you know, just sit afterwards or whatever. And I'm like, really? It is so hard to be nice. Honestly, it is so hard to be nice to anybody when your break is getting interrupted. So they're going to work on that and getting them trained to handle making food while I'm on break. Because it's not fair. And under any circumstance, it's not fair that I don't get a real break. It's not fair that the other people on my overnight don't get a real break. I work my ass off to make sure that that store is good, and he knows it. And I get praise for it, but I feel like I'm not doing enough, and that's when my anxiety plays in. It's because I do it day after day after day, and I can tell if something's different. I can tell if I'm behind, and if I'm behind, I get stressed. And they also said that she was going to try and see if I could work less overnights, if I could work some afternoon shifts, which is the way I would prefer it, that I could work more afternoon shifts, and that's the way it used to be And I used to be a whole lot happier on overnights because it didn't happen all the fucking time. I didn't work 5 days of it a week because I can't do it. I really can't. And if they, like, they're making a whole lot of these, like, really promising promises that I'm hoping come to play, but if they don't, I'm really gonna have to find another job. And I know that might seem like harsh to me because I said it pays good, the insurance is good, and all this other stuff, but I can't leave my mental health out of it. They know that I'm willing to quit if something doesn't change. He got a threat this morning. I'm like, it's not a threat. I was just telling you what's happening. Because I already gave her my 2-week notice. That night when I had a panic attack, I already sent her my 2-week notice. I'm like, this isn't a threat. This is what I was actually going to do. And he's like, but you're not. Because they don't want to lose me. They say, he was like, you need this job and we need you. And that's essentially how he put it. And I can't do it if I'm being this stressed out and I'm doing this many days a week. If it's mixed up that I can do some afternoons and then some overnights, sure. If I can just do less overnights in general, I would prefer a maximum of 4 days a week, if that. Especially 4 days in a row. This week, luckily, the 5 days I have to work are not in a row. But I did have to work 6 overnights in a row, and that about pushed me over the edge more than anything. And it's just too much. And I'm having other issues with my eating. I don't know what's going on with that. Because there's times when I can eat humongous meals, or I can just eat a meal in general. And then there's other times where I can't eat anything. Like in the afternoons after I woke up, and I've been awake for hours, and I feel like I'm really fucking hungry, and I go to eat something, I eat like one little slice of a pizza and it fills me up. Like, to the point where that's one slice and a couple bites of another will fill me up to the point where I feel like I'm gonna vomit and I get nauseous. And I don't know what's going on with that. I've always been more of a snacker than like a meal eater anyway, but I specifically do not know what's happening there, because it's really unnerving that I can't eat but like a slice of pizza and another bite most of the time and feel like I'm gonna vomit. And I don't know, I've just been under a lot of stress, and the job has made my depression worse. I don't have anything to drink right now, so I'm just gonna have to suck it up. I need to go to the doctor. Whew. I need to go to the doctor because I'm really pretty certain that I have asthma, that I always have. When I was younger and I got sick, it could have been like a mild sickness or whatever, because I don't think I ever had pneumonia or anything. I had to get put on a breathing machine. My breathing's never been that great. Like, no matter how fit I was, because I know I don't look that fit and I'm not that fit now, but I would play on my trampoline every single day and it never got easier. I was always out of breath immediately, no matter what I did, no matter how active I was, how many trees I climbed, no matter what, no matter that, I played outside every single day. I always had difficulty breathing. And it's and it's not wheezing asthma, because a lot of people think that the only asthma you can have is that you have to have wheezing. I don't have wheezing. I have coughing. And like, you can have coughing instead of wheezing. It's just not as, it doesn't happen as often. I mean, I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's less common than wheezing, and wheezing is what's shown in like movies and stuff and in the media. But like, even right now, I'm not doing anything. I mean, I just had a coughing fit, but I have those all the time. I have coughing fits, and it gets to the point where I feel like I'm gonna vomit. Like I said, I just keep feeling like I'm gonna vomit multiple times a day, and I'll go into coughing fits for no reason, no matter what I've done, and I can't stop. It's happened in class before. I have like concealed my coughing. I'm not sick at all. You know, you cough and people think you're sick. I am not at all. I just cough because it feels like I have to. And like, even right now, I'm pretty short of breath, and I shouldn't be. I haven't done anything active today. Like I said, I'm super exhausted from just my job in general and from all the crying I've been doing recently, and I'm exhausted and I'm short of breath, and I don't get it. I'm pretty sure I have asthma, like 100% sure that I have some form of asthma. And I really need to go to a doctor about it, because even like my mom had this breathing thing. I may have talked about this in the past video or something, but oh well. My mom had a breathing thing that she got after surgery, and you had to suck in, and she was supposed to make it to this goal. And that was her goal for a 46-year-old woman right after surgery, like 6 weeks after surgery. That was her breathing goal. And I could barely make it to her breathing goal. A 46-year-old woman, 6 weeks after surgery. I could barely make it to that goal. And I looked up what that meant. And essentially, what it means is with my height and everything, I have the lungs of an 80-year-old. So, there's something wrong with my lungs in some sense of the form. And I need to get it checked out. But, so that's pretty much all the stuff that's been going on in my life, is that I haven't had time to film because I've been exhausted, because all I do is work overnights, and any day I don't work, I don't feel like doing anything. Well, before I go to work, I don't feel like doing anything. It's just, all of these overnights are ruining my life, and if something doesn't give, then I will have to find another job. Like, I'm trying so hard to keep this job. I'm trying to like bear through the end of summer, because I know after summer it'll get like less busy, 100% less busy and whatnot. But right now I feel so overwhelmed and so depressed about it, because it's literally making me depressed, working by myself and having all this responsibility and working so many days of it. I don't know how anybody does it on like and is okay with doing it. Because I have A, too many health problems, and B, too much anxiety and too much mental health problems, because like my back hurts all the time because of my scoliosis. I have a weak ankle, so I have to wear an ankle brace every single night, and this asthma thing that, you know, may or may not be asthma, pretty sure it is, because I also, like, even when I wasn't a child, I had to get an inhaler when I wasn't sick. And we never talked about, like, it outside of me being sick because of my breathing problems, because it got much, much worse. But I have people who talk to me on the phone, people who see me in public, and they're like, why are you breathing so heavy? And I'm like, I can't tell you. It just happens that way. But I'm almost at his work, so I'm going to get off of here and hopefully enjoy the rest of my birthday. Hopefully next week's schedule will have less overnights for me. Hopefully everything will go back to normal. Hopefully I will be happy with this job again, because I was happy with it at first. And it just stopped. But yeah, and maybe I'll film an actual, like, not vlog for once in my fucking life once things get back to normal. And I'm thinking about doing maybe more book reviews, because those seem to get good attention. Probably some tags, even though tags aren't real big on YouTube anymore. It's just like, I see my tag videos that I've done before and they still get views, and they're some of my most viewed videos. Not that I'm worried about views, but I do want to get myself out there a little bit more, because I don't want to be like famous or anything, but I do want to talk to a small group of people, and if they get to know me through tags, maybe they'll subscribe, and maybe I'll have a small audience that I can talk to, and that would be lovely, because that's, like, this is more for me than anything else, but I would love just like a small group of people that I could talk to about my problems, and that may understand because they're watching me because they have their own problems. Maybe that can all come into fruition. I don't know. I'm not really concerned about views or subscribers or becoming famous on here. This is really more for me like a video diary type of thing. I just also kind of want to talk to people, and my Instagram has almost 1,000. It's had almost 1,000 for 3 years, and it's not getting any bigger, and it's not like anybody ever has like talks to me on there or like comments anything. So it's like I'm one of those people that get followed for their posts, but not for who they are, because I don't post a whole lot of like my own stuff. I just post a lot of stuff that I like. And I get that and I understand that, and that's how my Instagram has become. That's how it is. And I would love more followers on there. Like that, I care about followers kind of, because it's like I always posted when I would make it to another milestone, but I haven't made it to another milestone since I was 15 or maybe 16. So something's got to give. Maybe it's because I don't get on there very often, but anyway, I'm gonna get off here because I don't want him to come out or anybody to come out while I'm still on camera, because that's a little weird.